Hello and welcome to day 18. I'm Lauren with Acumama Health, and I'm still congested, so I apologize. It happens, right? But I wanted to talk about something that we all kind of understand the concept of, and it's, I think, really important, especially as we're going into the holiday season and we go through life. We have to hold space for things, and holding space is like, you can still have your boundaries up, you can still be, have self-preservation, but it's really important to just like hold space for those who need it without taking on their pain, their sorrow, whatever they may be going through. Excuse me. And I think it's really important to hold space for people when they're going through a hard time, or when they're dealing with stuff that is maybe out of their control or out of your control, and you still want to be supportive but not take on that energy, which I think is really important, because being a loving, caring person, it's very easy to take on other people's energy because you want to help them through that phase in life, or that pain, or that sadness, or whatever may be going on. And you can do that by just holding space for them to process through that, rather than taking on whatever they're going through and making it your own, which in some ways can make it worse. So that's part of the healing I want to do today. I'll pull some cards and see what comes up. But I hope that you are able to hold space for others when they need it, and more importantly, not take it on yourself. It's not good to borrow trouble, as my mom likes to say. And I think that's really important to consider when we're going through seeing a lot of people we haven't seen in a while, hearing their struggles, hearing the good and the bad, and just everything that this year has entailed in terms of transformation. It's so easy for us to want to just make things better for people, but sometimes we can make it a little worse. So I encourage you to remember to just hold the space bubble for them to process, and then come back to themselves, if you will. So, yeah. We'll see what comes up in the cards today. Ooh. So we got the Empress. Beautiful card. The Four of Pentacles. And the Six of Cups reversed. Which kind of looks cool, because all the roots from the tree almost looks like a tree in the fall. So the Empress is all about standing in your power, being nurturing and loving. But like we were just talking about holding space, the Empress is really good about holding space in that nurturing environment. As you can see the moon there, we may not know what's going on with others, but we do know that we can hold space for them to process and be support, be a listener, and in that way being loving and nurturing. Because I like the symbolism of the Four of Pentacles, because it's got this space, right? So it's like whenever you hang out with your friends, You're all connected, obviously, but there's still that space to be held for people to process through whatever is going on in their lives. And you could do it in a loving and caring way to let them process through maybe grief, sorrow, loss, anger, rage, or even happiness, and just let them be joyful and happy and have that communal space to process through that. With that being said, the Six of Cups reversed, I feel like this is saying, like, branch out and see what can happen when you can branch out. I know the Six of Cups traditionally is about nostalgia and, excuse me, nostalgia and going back to your roots. And I feel like this reversed, especially with those roots just being so colorful and reminding me of like an autumn tree, which we were coming up on winter, but we're still in the fall. And it just reminds you to branch out, because you never know what might happen whenever you learn something new, and branch out of your comfort zone a bit. So, pretty cool. I like it. So let's go ahead and dive into the healing space. Go ahead and get into a comfortable position. If you're sitting, make sure both feet are on the ground so you're grounded. And we will get into our meditative space. Go ahead and relax your body. Take some deep breaths in and out. And I want you to think of anyone that may be going through a hard time. And what holding space for them in a healing bubble would feel like. Almost like a room or a bubble or a space for them to process through those heated emotions. And I want you to visualize them just getting it all out in that safe space. Whether that be being angry, being sad, being annoyed, being frustrated. Leave it within that space. Sometimes this is the best way that we can show others love, and that we're listening, and that we support them, while also keeping ourselves safe and nurtured. Alright, go ahead and start to come back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your shoulders and your hips. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I apologize for the sniffles once again. But I hope this was helpful for you as you move forward and cultivate and nurture and love on relationships. Whether that be friendships, family ties, love relationships of all shapes and sizes. I think it's always good to remember to hold space for those that we love without taking on what they're going through. Because we all have our own perspective, and we all have our process that we go through of healing or figuring out different situations. And sometimes just holding space for someone or letting them know that you're holding space for them can make all the difference in the world. That's all I have for today. See you guys. Have a good one. Bye.